The holiday season is here and it's such a fun time. I love the holidays, I love Christmas, and I love all the coziness that it brings, but it is also very expensive. So today I wanted to share with you 5 ways that you can actually stick to your holiday budget and how we actually do that every single year. So let's talk about 5 ways that you can stay within budget this season. Hey, and welcome to today's video. Now, for those that don't know me yet, my name is Stephanie. I'm a wife, I'm a mom to 3 amazing children, and I am a true homebody. I love being at home, I love being a homemaker, and I love taking care of the home that we've been given. So that is what I love to share about on this channel. So if you are interested in biblical homemaking, biblical motherhood, this is the channel for you. So feel free to subscribe to my channel and let's dive into the 5 ways to stay within budget this season. Now, the first one is kind of an obvious one, and that is that we actually budget for the season. And I know this is very obvious, but let me explain, because I actually see so many people that just go to the store, they buy what they see, they just pick and choose whatever they want, and then when they come home, they realize that they went over budget or they just spent way too much money, and now they have to live on an extreme food budget for 2 or 3 months. So yes, I know this is obvious, but I really want you to realize, okay, how much do we actually have that I can spend, and how much do we really need? Because there's a big difference in what you want and what you see in the stores and what you actually need to purchase. So when you have a budget, it actually makes it a lot easier, because when I go to the store, for example, I know that I have $50 for my children to purchase for their one gift. Okay, then I go to the store, and if I see something that is $80 or $90 or $100, I know that I shouldn't get it because that is out of budget. So it helps us to stick to our budget if we actually know what we have to spend. So make sure that you budget, because it is not worth it to go overboard in this season and then have to live off of an extreme budget for the next couple of months. It's not worth it. It's not about the gifts. It's not about the excessive amount of food. It's about a lot of different things than just having all the things. So make sure you actually create a budget so you don't overspend and you can actually enjoy the season without feeling the guilt afterwards. Now, the second one is kind of in line with the first one, and that is that we keep it simple, because when it comes to Christmas, a lot of people will just go overboard. Like I said, they go to the store and they purchase all the gifts and they think, oh, this is what my son would love, and this is what my son would love, and this is what my son would love. And before you know it, they spend hundreds of dollars on gifts for their children. And then when it comes to Christmas, those children will just open up something, I don't even know, like a big gift of $100. They think, oh, this is fun. They will put it aside, get something different, and then they will say the same thing. Oh, this looks fun. Put it aside, get another one. And they will be in this sort of cycle of just getting all the things without really noticing, what am I getting? And actually seeing the worth of that present. So really keep it simple, especially when it comes to the gifts for the children. I'm actually doing a different video on how we have a very simple and frugal Christmas gift system. Keep it simple. And this also goes for the Christmas dinner. You don't have to have the biggest turkey. You don't have to go overboard when it comes to Christmas. You can really do Christmas on a budget. You can have an amazing meal for Christmas that feels extravagant, that is not expensive. So I really want to encourage you, go for a cheaper Christmas dinner. And I'm actually thinking about filming a video that is more of a frugal Christmas dinner, because I don't want to go overboard this Christmas. I don't want to spend way more money than I have. I just want to have a fun season and to really focus on what is it about instead of buying all the things. So keep it simple. Make sure that you don't go overboard with the gifts and with the Christmas dinner, and then you will stay within your budget a lot more. Now, the next one is kind of more something to do before the holiday season starts, so you might not have much use of it right now, but that is actually we shop discounts. And the reason I say that you don't have much use of it now is because in this season, not much is discounted, except for Black Friday maybe, but other than that, hardly anything is on sale, because everything is just expensive, because they know that everybody wants to buy their Christmas gifts and everybody does it at the last second. So this is not the best season to purchase gifts. What I love to do is I have a running list of everything that our children love. So my oldest, for example, he loves Legos. My daughter loves dolls. She loves Barbie dolls, all those things. She loves that. So I have a list of what she would love to have. And sometimes we just go to the store and they see something, they say, oh, I would love to have this. I will write it down on my list, keep a track of it, because they don't get gifts during the season or during the rest of the year, I should say, that much. So I just put it on the list. And when I go to that store and it is, I don't know, sometimes they have all the toys 50% off. That is when I get something that is on my list. So that will help me to actually purchase things throughout the year for Christmas. And I've done this. I have their books, there's something to read, I have there's something to do. Those have been in my closet for, I don't know, months now, because I just buy it when it's on sale. And that helps me to stay within budget so much more than just to go around, running around and buying all the things. Make sure that you actually have some sort of a system. Now, number 4 is probably even the best tip of all of them, and that is we focus on things that are not expensive. So for the Christmas season, yes, we love to do gifts, but I don't want our children to think, okay, Christmas is about gifts. Everything that we do is all about those gifts. That is not my intention. Yes, they will get gifts because I just love the look of toys underneath the tree. That is just something that is a fond memory that I have from when I was younger. So I really do want to give them that. But the season is not about gifts. So we focus a lot and very heavily on things that are not expensive, that don't involve gifts, that just involve the Christmas story. So we talk about Advent, we have the story of Christmas, we read a Christmas book basically every day. We talk about Jesus, what he did for us, why he came to this earth. All those things is something that we focus on during the month. And also just doing games, baking cookies, making Christmas ornaments. Those things are extremely fun to do, but they don't cost you anything or hardly anything. If you want to bake cookies, you have a fun treat to have on Sunday afternoon, for example, after church, but you also have something fun to do with them. You focus on something that they love. You focus on an experience instead of something that is going to cost you a lot of money. And that is what Christmas is about. It is about being together, focusing on Jesus, focusing on what Christmas is truly about. So that is what I want to encourage you. If you really don't have that much money to spend, make sure that you don't focus on the gifts, but focus on experiences instead. And then lastly, this is how we actually create a budget. And that is the first thing that you want to do is keep track of everything that you spend. And I'm saying this lastly because yes, we need to do all the other things. So if you haven't done this yet, it doesn't mean your Christmas is ruined this year and you're going to go overboard. But I want you to make sure that you keep track of what am I actually spending. So how much was Christmas dinner this year? How much did we spend on toys? And is this actually something that we want to spend on toys? For example, if you've spent this year, I don't know, $300-$400 per child, is that actually something that you want to do? Is that what you would like your money to go to? For me, that's a big no. I don't want Christmas to be about extravagant gifts. Like I said, I want it to be about Jesus and him alone. And the gifts are just a fun bonus, you know? So what we love to do is actually keep track of what are we spending and is this something that we want to spend our money on? And for us, our biggest expense in the gifts section is actually there's something to read, because I just think it's very important that our children learn to love to read. So they need to learn to read, but they also need to learn to create a love for reading. So that is something that is very important to us, and that is something that happens throughout the year. It's not just during Christmas, it's for the entire year. And so what I love to spend my money on is buying good books. And I don't want them to focus on those big plastic noisy toys. No, I want them to focus on something that is important. So our oldest, for example, he will get a Bible. Our daughter will get a super fun book that is a biblical story about a princess. Super fun, but that is what I want to give them. I want to give them something that is biblical, that is something that they will cherish forever, or at least something that they will actually use throughout the year and not just throw away with the next Toyrotation where they say, oh, I don't ever play with this, so let's get rid of it. So really make sure that you know what you spend your money on. So if you haven't done any of the other things, do this season. Make sure you track how much you spend. And one of those things is actually for my Christmas dinner. I love creating a Christmas dinner, but I've noticed in the past years that sometimes you can spend so much money on Christmas dinner and it doesn't really have to be that expensive. So I saw how much I spent on a Christmas dinner and then I thought, I can change that. So the next year I decided to lower that amount and to actually purchase what was in my budget, and we had a great dinner. So make sure that what you spend your money on is something that you really want to spend your money on. And if it is too much, next year you can actually take some of that money off and say, okay, Last year we spent, I don't know, $500 on food. Let's make it $400 this year and try to lower your budget every single time. So I'm really curious if these are some things that you do this Christmas season and if you actually have a budget for your holiday spending, because I have actually heard so many people that do not have this. So I'm curious if you actually have a budget for the holiday season and if you're able to stick to it, because that, like I said, is a very different story than just setting a budget. You also need to stick to it. So let me know down below. I love to talk to you in the comments, and I would love to see you in my next videos where I'm actually going to talk about our Christmas gift system, maybe even our frugal Christmas dinner idea for this year, and a lot more Christmas related videos. So stay tuned for that, and I would love to see you in my next video.